Let's talk about building holistic health centers all over the world so that everybody can have access to real, unbiased healthcare. So people can thrive in all ways, so they can actually heal from whatever their things are instead of just being in a constant treatment cycle. Now, my journey, for those of you who don't know, has been a lot around mental health. I was even in a psychiatric institution for 6 weeks, in there with people who were, really deeply unwell, had some very challenging issues. And my wife has had a similar experience too. And so really being on this journey of seeing what the conventional medical system holds, now learning about holistic health and setting up this group. We've actually set up a project to build holistic health centers all around the world. So I wanted just to share with you what that looks like and invite you in if you would like to do that. I've been a practitioner now of holistic health practices for 7 years, created incredible results for my clients, not just helping them treat their symptoms, but actually helping them to completely eradicate whatever the issue was, the root cause, right? And this is the key, isn't it? Getting to the root cause of whatever the thing is. So if that sounds exciting, I'm going to share with you what inspired this project, or one of the inspirations, and it actually came from my wife. So my wife is from Pakistan. And in Pakistan, they don't have the same healthcare system like we do in the UK. So in the UK, we have something called the NHS, the National Health Service. And the National Health Service is available to all UK citizens, where if you get into any trouble, you can basically go and for free get this healthcare. And if you need it, it's there, which is fantastic. But when I was a kid, there were not very many holistic practices on the NHS. Now, though, you can get some holistic health practice as part of that. In the US, I know the healthcare system works in a really different way. Now, let's go back to Pakistan, because if you're a poor person in Pakistan, you basically have no access to healthcare. So there was no such thing as an ambulance service at the time. And there was this guy called Abdul Sittar Eidi. So you can go and look up the Eidi Foundation, and it's absolutely fascinating what the Eidi Foundation created, because he just went and started getting his own second-hand ambulances. This is around like 1950s. I think he found it in 1951. And he started getting an ambulance service for people, because there's no government ambulance service like we have here in the UK. He would go and pick people up and take them to wherever they needed to go and get them treatment. They now have over 5,000 ambulances in that fleet. They are the biggest ambulance service in Pakistan. They have over 300 health centers where anybody can come, whether you're a homeless person, whether you're an orphan, whether you're a victim of domestic abuse. You can come to one of the Eidi centers and they will give you treatment, give you education, help get you back on your feet. Now, why is this so phenomenal? They did this without any government funding. They did this through the people supporting these centers. Because in Pakistan, for example, if you're in an abusive relationship, the way the dynamics work is, and there's a whole documentary that you can go and watch about this, the husband can just say that the wife is mentally ill and he can actually get her institutionalized. That does happen in the UK too. If you have anything that's like abnormal, if we could call them psychic gifts or different abilities, people can put you on medications and tell you there's something wrong with you. And this has happened to some of my family members. They've been put on these medications because they're told they have ADHD or they can't sit still in a classroom, right? And they're put on these treatments forever, right? It's absolutely insane. Holistic healthcare, and we could create this. This is the vision. If Abdul Sittar Eidi can do this, from the 1950s to now, create these hundreds of centers all around Pakistan, can we do this all around the world? So at the Eidi Foundation, they have centers for people who are deeply in psychosis, in addictions, who are handicapped, all different things. And they even have, and this is really beautiful, most of the centers have a cradle at the front, where if you have a baby and you can't care for it, you can go and put your baby onto the cradle and they will take it off your hands. They will raise it for you, no questions asked, even if it's got severe disabilities. So think about that. This person, Abdul Sattar Eidi, created all of that, and in the 1950s there was no social media. It didn't work in the way that it did now, and that's where they've been able to get to. So what can we all do if we work together? What can we all do? How many of the young people in the world right now think there's something wrong with them, and really they're just not being nurtured in the right kind of way? How many people are on medications that they don't need to be on? And what are the side effects of all of that? Now I have to be really careful because I'm using conventional social media platforms to talk about something that's very edgy. And this has been my life, right? I work with people who have intense challenges sometimes, and sometimes it's really not intense. I worked with someone recently who had like a shoulder pain, 6 months shoulder pain, right? Crippling, really, really challenging. And the conventional medical system couldn't find what was wrong, so they just told them to take painkillers forever, right? Forever. It's nuts. They didn't go to the root cause of it. This is what we do with our quantum regression. So there's loads of different modalities you can learn. Get to the root cause of it. Why is your shoulder in pain? This is the holistic health piece, right? If you get a headache, do you think you get that headache for a reason? Like, why do you have the headache? Most people don't ask. They just take a paracetamol or an aspirin, right? They cure the symptom. They don't go to the root cause of why the thing is showing up. So dis-ease, whether some part of your body is in disharmony, and your body is so clever. Do you know how intelligent your body is? It's the most powerful supercomputer ever made, right? It's like the more powerful than any spaceship or anything that's ever been created. It gives you these signals and these signs that something is in dis-ease, right? You need to change something. Maybe you need to change your environment. Maybe you need to work on some traumas. Maybe you need to change what you're eating or consuming, or that you're surrounded by some kind of toxins. Like, who knows? But holistic health practices, they basically help you to get to this. Now, why is this not conventional medicine? And this is fascinating. If you've ever looked into, and I'm sharing this on conventional social media, which is fun, but it's my truth. I'm a truth speaker. Go and look into what happened with the Rockefeller Foundation. You can just go research this. The Rockefeller Foundation, when they decided that they could make these amazing chemicals and pharmaceuticals, they started sponsoring the medical schools. Now, one of my family members is in medical school right now. They're learning to become a GP, to become a doctor, general practitioner. The people who teach their classes are the pharmaceutical sales reps. So it's fascinating, isn't it? What are they going to teach them? Now, I've had the privilege of looking at some of their materials, their education materials. I know what they teach. They teach you how to treat the symptoms. They're not even telling you, if the patient shows up with this thing, try and find out the root cause of it. Now, because of the way our healthcare system works in the UK, doctors have such a short amount of time with patients. They don't have time. Now, you can go to private doctors that do have more time, or you can come to holistic practitioners as well. Every single thing has a root cause. So this is what holistic health centers talk about. Now, I asked on my social medias who would be interested in setting up these healthcare centers. We have had over 400 people already at the time of recording this say yes. So we've created a group, which is a private group for anyone who wants to be involved in this center creation process. I would love to invite you into that. Just comment below holistic health. I will send you a DM with all of the details about the centers and how it works in the group. Some of you might have the skills. You might have an amazing practice that you do. You might be a great project manager. You might have an establishment where we could run a practice. You might have resources, money, or marketing skills, or sales skills, who knows, right? When we all work together, we can create absolute magic. And one of my friends has done this here in Manchester. They bought this amazing venue. They turned it into a holistic health center. And if you're in Manchester, go and check out the Lighthouse Hub. They do all kinds of things, whatever you can imagine, they do it. They teach all different energy healing practices. We teach our quantum regression there. So if you want to become a certified practitioner, there's so many different things that they teach there. Movement-based practices, somatic practices, breath work, all different things, cold water therapies. It's beautiful. And just want every single one of you who's tuning in, like, if you're aligned with this mission, if you've had this as an idea for a while, maybe you can inspire someone to actually do it. Maybe you can support someone to actually do it, or maybe you need some support. You don't have to do this on your own. When we work together, we can do anything. One of my skills is bringing people together. So come, drop Holistic Health below. I'll send you the details, join the group, and just get involved. Maybe you'll just give someone one idea, and that's your contribution to then a health center being built, right? How fast can we build hundreds of centers around the UK, around the world, if we work together? It's pretty exciting, isn't it? The Edie Foundation, by the way, go check them out. Absolutely phenomenal what they've created. There are so many people right now, and this is one of the big passion projects I have, homeless in the UK. Do you know 25% of the UK population right now rely on food banks? 25% of people cannot buy enough food. How insane is that? How do we help these people? Can we create some centers where we can teach them about growing their own food? Conventional doctors, by the way, and you can go again research this, to become a doctor, GP, you get roughly between 1 hour and half a day of training on nutrition. That is it. So the doctors who you go and see, unless they do self-study, they have had between 1 hour and half a day of training on nutrition, and all they basically get told are the basics that you can see on the food pyramid, right? Which is not, it's not legitimate health advice. That's the training. So they can't teach you what they don't know, and they're purposefully not taught this stuff because they're basically taught what kind of drugs to give you for whatever symptoms you have. And this is why I'm so passionate. This is why I'm even sharing this, right? This is a risky thing for me to share. I got my Facebook account deleted in October 2020. I had 20,000 followers on there. They took it down. I got my Instagram taken down. I had 5,500 followers because I was sharing what they call misinformation. I call it truth. Just basically, whatever you're going through right now, if it's physical health issue, mental health, energetic, emotional, trauma, whatever it is that you're struggling with, you don't have to suffer. There are ways. Whatever your condition is, go and just research people who have healed from it. Just type it into a search engine, and maybe not Google, maybe choose a different search engine, one that's not censored so much. Just type in how to heal from and then put your condition. You will find hundreds of people who have healed from it, and they'll tell you all the different ways. There are so many ways. Your body is designed to heal itself, but you have to give it the conditions. Stop eating the crap foods. Stop eating the processed foods. They stop your body. They literally switch off your epigenetics, your genetic sequences. They switch them off. Activate your epigenetics. Activate your DNA. It has so many capabilities to heal, and all you have to do is give it the chances. So it's the things like changing your behaviors, being more loving, being more caring, being more compassionate. That releases, and this is proven by an amazing institute called the Institute of Heart Math. When you are caring, loving, and compassionate, your body starts to release different chemicals, different enzymes that actually do things like anti-aging. So there's an enzyme called telomerase. Go and look that up. Telomerase extends the life of the telomeres, which are like, people see them as these little shoestrings on the end of your DNA. Basically makes it so you don't age as quickly, right? There's so many others. Why aren't we taught this stuff? Maybe you know. Come and join us in the group, pop Holistic Health below. We'd love to have you in there. These are the kind of conversations we're having. We've got a group on Facebook. We've got a group on Telegram. We are open. I'm the person bringing the people together. I'd love for you to come, bring your skills, whatever that is. Let's figure out how to support each other. How quickly can we build hundreds of centers? And how quickly can we transform the whole world? Not just for ourselves, but for our children. So one of our Curate master practitioners, you can become a master practitioner and then go and teach it. They're just about to launch Curate for Children. They're launching children a course to teach children how to cure basically anything that's going on in their life. How phenomenal is that? Maybe you'll come and you'll teach children too. We have a whole different project about education reform. So I get guided in my meditations to do different things. So we made this group called the Visionaries. And the Visionaries is basically a group of people who have visions for how to make the world a better place. Again, if that sounds great to you, we meet once a month roughly. Come join us, come hang out with these people who are transforming the world. You can either be a visionary or a supporter. You might just have one connection. let's say someone shares with you their vision is to create a holistic health centre in Essex. You might know someone in Essex who has a space that they could use. You just link them. Now you've changed the whole world. One of my friends called James, he actually set up the basement in his house as a holistic health centre. How cool is that? He runs meditations there and different breathwork events and all different ceremonies, and we don't have to overcomplicate this. I hope you're feeling inspired. Tag, share this with anyone who you know who might be interested. I'm speaking about this on podcasts. I'm speaking about this at festivals. I'm doing like 10 festivals this summer. TV, radio, whatever it is, wherever you can get me to speak, let me know. I'll come and share. I'll be brave. And this is one of the things I just want to share with you all. So I have a company called the Standout Speakers Academy. We do public speaking training. I've been helping people for the last 7 years to speak their truth powerfully, even if your voice shakes. Because if you stay silent and you comply, what's going to happen to this world for our children, for our grandchildren? It might make your life easier if you don't share your truth, but what about those people? What about, I've got a 3-year-old daughter, like what's the world going to be like for her in 5 years? What's the world going to be like for her in 15 years? That gets me fired up. So I'm writing books. I've got like 10 different online courses. I just launched quantum regression training, right? I'm doing all of the things that I'm inspired to do, being brave as I can. And if I can support you in any way, or you can support me, let's collaborate. And this is what the Visionaries is all about. Maybe someone just has the missing piece to your puzzle. If you need money, someone's got the money. If you need a location, someone's got the location. If you need the skills, they've got the skills. And let's all create teams. So we do project teams. I used to work for a $2 billion company, huge, like 16,000 employees. So we worked on these complex global projects, and we're doing these scrum meetings to like get projects off the ground. If you are a project managing geek, like come, please come. We need more of your magic. And whatever skills you have, even if it's just to listen. You know how powerful that is when you come and you listen to someone, you give them a sounding board, a chance to express themselves. Let me know if you have any questions on this. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, comments below. Comment Holistic Health if you want to know about the project. I'll link you into the group. Come and join us. Bring your magic to it. Together we can do anything. Sending you all so much love on this next chapter where we get to create this incredible life for ourselves, for our children, where we come together. And I believe this is one of the greatest times to be alive. I call this the Great Awakening. The internet now, social media, citizen journalism, they're making it so we can share information so quickly. And even if you're taken off one platform, you can go and join another platform, right? So I got taken off Facebook in 2020. They let me rejoin in January 2023. So I've been back on that platform now for a little while, and I'm here planting the seeds, hopefully inspiring this next generation of visionaries and supporters. So thank you for listening, sending you so much love. I wish you the most incredible next chapter of your journey. Whatever you decide to do, just remember you are so powerful, you matter so much, and just planting that seed in somebody's heart, you might transform the entire world.